my fellow creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to day 6 of my little February 2026 All Clubs Create series. And I'm using each of the clubs each day so that you'll see 8 different videos using the different clubs in the All Clubs Create. So today, for day 6, I am using this stitched die of the month, and this one is Spring Stitched Tree. And I did go ahead and cut everything out to make it quicker. Now, my leaves I cut out and then I laid them all out and put this, it's transfer tape for my Cricut machine, and I couldn't find my press and seal, so I thought this would work because I use this when I'm transferring something onto a delicate surface or a paper surface. So this will work. You see, it'll peel off just fine. And once I had them all in place and I lifted them off, I kind of taped them in the back using some washi tape. So I have those ready to attach to my little tree. I'm going to flip it backwards. And then I used for my flowers, for the center of the flowers, these 2 different gems. So I used Spectrum AB and Onyx gems. And I went ahead and assembled all my flowers. So I cut out bunches of flowers using 2 different cardstocks, 2 different pink cardstocks. And then see here, you'll see the gems in the center. Now, what I did with my flowers is I didn't do any stitching. I used some of my gel pens. So I used, I'm trying to find the right one, this white gel pen. So it comes in a set with 3 different sizes of white and 3 gold and 3 silver. So I used the white in 0.6 and I used the silver in 0.6, and then I also use this older gel pen from my stash. It's a Sakura Jelly Roll. It's called Clear Star, so it's kind of a shimmery jelly pen. And so I used a variety of gel pens to trace over where the stitch lines are, or where the stitching would happen. And I did that on all the different flowers. I also cut out the sentiment that's in this die set. And then I cut out the background layer, but I kind of offset it a little bit. And of course, I cut out my tree in some brown cardstock, and then the grassy little green mound that the tree is sitting on top of. And then I did use, all these papers were from the 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And they were just all scraps. These were all from scraps. I did not use one complete sheet of paper of any color. They were all from different scraps in my little scrap bin. So I'll be sure to link to everything in the description box. So I'll link to the All Clubs Crate, to the Stitching Die of the Month, to where you can find those gel roll pens because they are wonderful, to the 12 by 12 cardstock shop, to anything that I am using today that is still available. So before I put my little tree together, I want to get a little background panel ready. So I got a piece of white cardstock here, and I'm just going to do some ink blending, kind of like what it looks like on the package. Let me show you the package. So if you see here, they just did some ink blending with blue and green. So what I'm going to do is follow that and just use whatever ink I have left on my blending brushes here. And then if I need more, I have some ink off to the side that I can use. But for now, I'm going to start with just using up what's on my blending brush to get this ink blended. That looks good for now. And then I'll rotate my paper and I'll ink blend some blue for our sky background. And I'm thinking I might have to add more blue to my blending brush, but we'll see. We'll see once I'm close to being done. Actually, I think I'll be okay. See, this is why I don't clean my blending brushes. I always have extra ink left on them. A little bit more here. And then let me go back up with a little bit more green. Okay, so there's our background panel. Then what I'm going to do, because those blending brushes are for my oxide inks, that should be oxide ink there. So I'm just going to kind of go over with some water that I sprayed in my hand and kind of lift up some of the ink there from the sky part of the background. Right, that looks okay. In fact, I might go in with this kind of more of a mist spray there and then just dab it off. And that's not too bad. Okay, let me wipe this area down. Okay, here's my panel. So I've got to get that panel pretty well dry before I attach my bits and pieces. So I'm just going to turn on my heat gun and kind of help it along. Now, I think it's pretty well dried, but I want to go over it again. I'm not totally loving all the splotchiness there, so I'm going to cover it up just a little with a little bit more of this ink on my blue brush, and then I think that's okay. So what I'm going to do next is trim that down. So I want to trim this down so it's at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'll trim a little bit off of each side, about 1/8 of an inch off each side, so that I get to my desired panel size, which is 4 by 5 1/4. All right, now that I've got that panel ready to go, I can start attaching my pieces. And actually, I'm going to also do a little bit of ink blending on my little pieces here. So I'm going to go in again with whatever's left on my ink blending brush here. Let's see if I grabbed some Twisted Citron and came on here. Added more ink to my smaller blending brush. I just want to add some more ink to that cardstock. Then I'll go in onto the tree trunk. Then I'm going to do the same with the tree trunk, but I'm going to use some ground espresso and kind of just go around the edges on some of the branches, kind of to add, although you're not going to really see too much of the branches there, so I'm going to focus more on the trunk and on the base of the tree. Alrighty, so now I think we can start to add our bits and pieces. I'm going to go over the top of this green, a little bit of that brown. Brown espresso. Yeah, I think that'll look good. And I'm kind of going to dry fit my tree trunk and my little grassy hill right about here. Make sure it's where I want it, and I think that would look good. So let me start by adding the tree trunk to my little grassy hill. So that's just right at the base of the trunk and at the top of our little grassy hill here. Just following the shape of our grassy hill to attach the tree trunk. Then I can add this to our card panel. Now, today is day 6, and if you've been following along, hopefully you've been collecting the secret words, because I will be doing a giveaway at the end of the series. I'll do kind of a wrap-up video and explain what you'll need to do to enter to win one of 3 prizes. So I'll be giving away some of the goodies that I ordered by mistake as extra clubs. So I ordered an extra large die of the month and 2 extra regular die of the month clubs. So I thought it would be great to share them with my crafty friends. All right, I think got that on there. So now I'm going to add my leaves, so my greenery there. Now I know we're doing kind of a monochromatic theme on all our cards, and this has more than just one color, but I kind of had to because, you know, it's a scene and I need to add my sky and my grass and my leaves to the tree. But as you can see with the flowers, I'm going monochromatic on my flowers. So I'm doing pinks. All right, so I'm kind of laying these leaves, trying to get them down. And then I will gently lift this so my bottom layer is down, but my top layer of leaves, I'm still going to have to kind of get some glue there and adhere it to kind of get all my leaves going. And I think this is turning out pretty good. So the top ones will have shifted and moved, but I'll get them going. So anyway, as I was saying, so you'll need to collect all the secret words. So today's secret word, get my leaves down, is going to be tulips. 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 There we go. I'm going to kind of check if any of these are loose. I'll go back in with some more liquid glue and get those placed back in where I want them. I think this friend shifted, and this friend shifted. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? That would have been pretty for our monochromatic green, right? But I'm going with pink. So now I got to kind of just place my flowers everywhere, all over this tree. Now I know I cut more flowers than I needed, and I'm okay with that. I think sometimes it's good to have extras. I can make another card and I'll be all ready. Now some of these, I use the black as the center of the flower, and some I use those AB gems. And then another thing I did was, I know on the packaging it shows that the back layer gets lined up with the front layer when you stitch it, but I kind of offset them so it looks like 2 different layers there. And I'm just trying to see, I don't know if I want the ones with the black center, so I might use those for a different project. Maybe. We'll see. Just trying to, and I don't want to overwhelm my tree either with too many flowers. So I am trying here to, you know, make it look like it's more of a random placement of different colors and sizes of flowers. So let me try and get that. Now, my next step is to add our sentiment, and I think I'm going to pop that up on some foam tape. So I finally got a hold of some of these foam strips from Spellbinders. I don't know what took me so long to get some. I finally got some. And I'll trim this down. Put this back in here because I don't want to waste foam strips. And I'll set these aside. Then we can add our sentiment right here at the base of the tree trunk. Oh, look how pretty that looks. Now, my next step is to add this to a card base. But I'm trying to think if I want a matte layer. And I don't think I do. I like the white border around there. So what I might do, I think I might pop up this panel, and I'll just use some adhesive foam from this giant roll of foam tape I have, because I'm going to put this behind the whole panel. So I've done pink for my monochromatic already, so I did it again today. After I cut all the flowers out, it dawned on me that I probably could have done a different color, or should have done a different color. But I'll save that for tomorrow. Let's see, we've done blue, green, yellow, pink, purple, orange. I need to do orange. So I'll try and do orange tomorrow. But let's get this placed on our card panel for today, and then we'll be done with day 6. And we're getting close to the end, friends. So we really only have day 7 and day 8 to go, and then I'll do my little wrap-up video. Now, I don't know if I'll do the wrap-up video immediately the day after we finish. I will try my best, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way. Okay, so we are going to try and get this centered as best we can. Lay that down. Look. So I guess this is not really monochromatic, other than all the flowers are pink and the sentiment's pink, but I like it anyway. I just basically took my inspiration from the photo behind the packaging of our stitch die of the month, but used scraps. Everything I cut, everything that I die cut was from scraps, from my little scrap bin. And I like having the opportunity to use up all those scraps. That way I feel like I'm getting the most out of all the paper I get. Love it. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.